You must understand, the first group of students that I had were age 16 to 24, and they were appointees from the Attorney General's office. And the courts said, you've got one or two options. You either go to school and you get high school equivalency, or you come back to jail. And on my watch, jail was not going to be the option. And so I did what I had to do to try to instill in them a sense of personal, purpose. Not something that Miss Sybil says, but purpose, as outlined by what they shared with me. And so me being in higher education was not intended, but I will tell you this, outside of music, it's equally as gratifying. I will tell you that, because when you look at students who have been on the fringe and been marginalized and pushed to the side suddenly come alive because they've earned a high school equivalency or GED and then move on to get an associate degree. Okay. Let me tell you something. And then you get them a scholarship to go to a 4-year that they wanted to go to, but never thought that they could. And you help them find the money to get there. Let me tell you, that is a high that can't be replaced. Can't be replaced. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's a lifetime achievement award within itself.
And I got a couple of them. Thank God. I did. I'm so excited by, the blessings come. And I would say, and the thing is, I'm a woman of faith and I just trust the process because I trust my placement there's a reason why I'm still here. There's a reason why you're still here. There's a reason for it all. And I remember someone saying to me about, talking about faith, and being a religious person. I said, no, I'm not a religious person. I said, I have a relationship with God, and that's different. I said, man decided they wanted to have a religion. I said, but my friends are Buddhists, they're Muslim, they're all over the place. Some of them don't believe. I said, but I respect that. And I said, and as a person, I said, because I know who I am and whose I am. And I said, and whatever works for them works, it makes them a decent person. I'm all for it. You can find me, Sybil Sings, Facebook, Instagram.
Pushplaypods.com